Hi, everybody. I'm back for day 2 of art criticism, and we're going to talk a little bit more about description. To define description again, it's simply to explain what it is that you see in an artwork. And when I was looking through some of your examples of what you listed, some people were trying to get into interpretation, trying to figure out what was going on or what the people were doing. Um, Save that for the step 3, which is interpretation. This is simply listing what we see. The art elements are line, space, color, shape, value, texture, and form. And I put shape and form together. So I'll go over the 6 categories of the art elements for this composition. So let's look at this famous picture entitled An Afternoon at Le Grand Jatte by Georges Seurat. This was created in 1886. And if we are just talking about what the subject matter is, this painting shows a group of people standing around a beach or a lake. The clothes are that of people wearing an older style. So we get some history clues from this. The skirts of the women are wearing are large, and some of the men are wearing top hats. A man is sitting in the front left of the side wearing a baseball hat and a sleeveless shirt. There's a woman and a man on the right side who are standing in the shade with some animals around them, including a dog and a monkey. And there are a number of people sitting around looking at the water. Some of the women have umbrellas, although it is not raining, and some of the people are in the shade. So that kind of gives us an overview of our subject matter. If we get to look closer at the art elements, for color, as it compared to other artworks, this color uses soft pastel colors, as well as some of their shaded, darker counterparts. The landscape is composed of cooler colors, while the people provide punches of contrasting, warmer colors, and the people standing in the front show bolder, darker colors. Now, even though there aren't thin, distinct lines in this work, lines can be found in this composition in the trees, and the lines of the umbrellas, and the canes, and the wrinkles, and the lady's skirt in the foreground. Shadows cast by the figures can also create some horizontal and diagonal thick lines. For texture, everything in this composition is very soft throughout, and that's because of the painting. All the objects, ranging from the environment to the people and the pets, are all treated with these soft edges and blurred features. There are no hard edges to be found anywhere in this painting. For the shape and the form, this artwork is filled with repeated shapes of people in multiple poses, pets, trees, and boats. All of these are softly rounded versions of the actual forms we'd see in real life. Some repeated shapes are circular heads, elongated rectangles for the tree trunks and for the ladies who are standing and with their skirts. And we see some of those repeated shapes found in the shadows. For the value of this work, and value's definition is the lightness or darkness of a composition, the colors range from light pastel values to the medium and dark punches of jewel tones found in some of the details. Some of the images and the figures in the shade and have darker values, and particularly the figures in the foreground have the dark jewel tone colors and punches of very dark values. For space in this artwork, there are 3 main types. There's a background, and there's middle ground, and a foreground. In the background, we see factories and hills, sailboats in the river. In the middle ground, we see the people mostly lying in the sunlit areas of the landscape. And finally, for the foreground, we see there's the most shallow sense of space, and the figures are much bigger, and they have the most visible detail. So that's just a little bit about my looking at the subject matter and the art elements for this painting by Georges Seurat. So I hope you enjoyed looking at that. Tomorrow, we will do an activity on the second step in art criticism, which is analysis. So look for that tomorrow after 11 a.m.